This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so so now let's try to understand uh, how do we get into DevOps stuff. So DevOps, if you see, is more about integrations, integration between the teams, tools, process, phases, practices, and so on. So that is what we are trying to do that. So I'll just skip some of the slides, which is not important. And this slide is most important here. So how can you become a DevOps? What is the way to become a DevOps? So here, if you see that you can become a DevOps if you are coding, you can become a part of the DevOps team if you are coding for the function of the software. Okay, some functionality. If you are coding of the software, then you can become a DevOps. If you're also coding for testing of that particular functionality of the software, that also you can become a DevOps. Okay, understand this way. I'm coding for the testing of the function of the software, and that also you can become a DevOps. You can also become a DevOps if you are coding for the infrastructure related work, CI related work, CD related work, integration related work, operations related work, SRE related work, and so on. So if you look at this here, everywhere we are coding. Some coding, it may be in programming language, maybe in a scripting language, maybe in the tools language, and so on. So this is the time when you want to change the mindset and you start loving the coding. Maybe all of you may not like the coding for the function of the software, but you may have to write a code for Ansible, Terraform, Jenkins pipeline, CI/CD work, and also you have to write a coding for it. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that coding, you don't have to worry about it. I'll teach you everything as part of this session. So yeah, so DevOps is like one team, one mindset, one culture, and things like that. So many people say, okay, understand this way. Many people say just combine the dev and ops team together and they will become a DevOps. That is not entirely true. So DevOps is not a tool. Understand this. DevOps is not a tool because in a DevOps, the first important thing is cultural and mindset change. And change of what? Are you ready to work as a team? That means, remember the agile development, we have two teams. In waterfall, we have 5 teams. Now in a DevOps, we have one teams performing it, and everyone is doing coding, maybe different work. So DevOps is not a only tool. Many people say, hey, learn this tool and you'll become a DevOps engineer. That is a fake narrative actually. Okay, because DevOps is much more than that. DevOps is not only automation. So let's say you are a dev team and you say, I have automated everything. Let's say you're a QA team and then you say, I have automated everything. But still you are not a DevOps because DevOps is like a one team. DevOps is not only access, right? DevOps not only we have a dev team, QA team, and DevOps team. No, it's not like that. So DevOps is all about how effective we communicate. Okay, how effective we communicate with each other to get the work done faster, better, quality. Remember, quality, speed, and cost. How better we understand. Dev understand QA, QA understand operations, operation understand dev and QA. Everyone, how do we understand each other to work done faster? How well we integrate and building the relationship. So DevOps is not a new technology, mind it. DevOps is not a new technology or product. DevOps is an approach for what? For software development. Why we have this approach? because organization wants to have quality product release, faster release, and cost reduction. So DevOps is an approach or culture of software development that seeks stability, means software should be stable and performing the same time it should be delivering fast. Delivering fast means immediate release. Performance means quality release. Stability means the lesser bugs and something like that. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
So this is DevOps. So now let's get started. How do we implement the DevOps? So yeah. So if you look at the problems of the you know organizations, if you look at the problem of the organizations, okay, what they are struggling with it, what are the problems they have? So the problem which they have is they are having delayed release, finishing late, means every time they have a delayed release, every time they have exceeding the budget, means they set some amount for software development but ending with lots of excess cost and all. That is also causing lots of organizations to fail. And then quality issues. Okay, quality issues mean the quality of the software which were developed is not good. So that is the pain area of organizations. If you remember that, what was the objective of the DevOps? So objective of the DevOps were immediate release, means release faster, and here you're having a pain finishing late. Again, opposite, reduction in cost, and then improving the quality. So organization, we have a same pain, and DevOps objective is completely opposite. You know that. So which are the pain any organization they have? So one of the issues what they have is painful outages. If they want to implement the DevOps, okay, they want to improve the quality of the software, they want to uh, focus on the budgets and all everything. So they have a painful outages. That means, I'll put it in a very simple way. If I say, hey, can you do the work in 1 hour instead of 1 day? Okay, then you'll say, yeah, I can do that 1 hour work which I was doing in 1 day, provided if you give me this. That means I need this software, I need these people, I need this information, I need this software, I need this hardware, I need this process. If you can get it done, then I will get it done the work in 1 hour instead of 10 hours or something. Why? Because I used to spend 9 hours on the some all things which is called outages. So this is the one of the pain area which organization has, and we need to resolve it. Also, organization is experiencing no incremental values. That means employees mindset got to a state where they want to just run the software, and this mindset got inherited from the older model. That means waterfall model and so on. Am I recording this session? Yeah. So older model. So now organization wants to change this trend. They want to change the culture in which the lots of innovation should happen. Incremental values should be added by employees, not just to running the system. So that is one of the pain area which you have. One of the other pain area which you see is slow IT. That means most of the organizations are having very slow IT. If you ask, hey, I need hundreds of servers for development or testing now, they will give you after 1 week. So that is one of the reason which gets delayed lots of things. So these are also one of the popular pain areas which we have inherited from the previous model. And then we have a infighting issues. That means anything goes wrong, instead of working together, we have a multiple teams and we blame each other, saying that, hey, this we got delay or some issues which we got it because of that team issues, not us. So development team issues or QA team issues or architect issues or all these things. So we keep fighting and blaming rather than working together. We keep fighting it. So these are the some of the pain area which we had, which our team, development team inherited, and operations team inherited from the previous waterfall model. People are not willing to change because they say, hey, I've been working and doing the same thing from last 10 years, and suddenly you are asking me to do the things which is much faster. How can that be possible? So these are the pain area, but not only pain area, we have a wastage also. Wastage means in our software development projects, we have given lots of resources actually, but we have lots of wastage. One of the wastage which is called knowledge waste. Okay, knowledge waste. What is a knowledge waste? I'll put it in this way. Let's say, understand this way. You have a two team, development team and QA team. Okay, I'll draw the pictures also. So having little visualizations to understand the. So we have a two team here. This is the development team, and we have two people, let's say, I mean more people, but for visualizations. Here you have a QA team. You have few people here. Now this is a manager and this is engineer for development team. This is a manager and this is engineer. Okay. Now what has happened? Now this QA engineer, okay, QA engineer got some idea, and this idea is all about, let's say, he says, if we complete this idea, we'll be able to reduce the testing time from last, let's say 10 hours, which we spend every time for testing the software. It can reduce to 1 hour. So logic he has it, and he approached the manager. Okay, understand this, and the QA manager. Now Q manager said, okay, this is a good idea, but the problem is we have upcoming release next week. And if I ask you to work on it, we might end up having the bad release actually. So you focus on the release because that is the most priority one. Why he is not able to do himself? Because he may not having the coding skills or something like that. Now what has happened? The QA manager is reaching out to the dev manager. Okay, dev manager, and says, hey, we have idea, but that required a little bit of coding. Our engineers are busy, and in fact they have no skills for it, and if I build the skills, it will take many months to build that and get the work done. So can you try to find out some engineer in your team who are good in coding and can sit with the QA people? Now what is happening here? Again, multiple email got exchanged, multiple emails has happened, multiple meetings, this, that, and all kind of things. And after that, what has started happening? Now you are got that one resources which is willing to work on it. And then finally, development team, development engineer and QA engineer worked, and they spend 1 hour and finish the work. Now, this whole interaction time, it took 1 week. So can you please suggest me if it is a knowledge waste or not?
Yes.
Which way is knowledge waste?
Um, Knowledge waste in the sense if that particular resource had uh, knowledge, whatever is required for that scenario, then it is kind of time waste more than knowledge waste.
Mhm. Okay, so here, anyone else would like to share that stuff? Anyone else? So here, which way it's a knowledge based? So basically what is happening, see, everyone is good people, okay, but here what has happened, you spend 1 week of time only just to connect with different stakeholders. Now if you have a DevOps mindset, then there is no wall actually between the dev and QA. So this engineer directly can work and approach dev engineer, and then they can work together. Okay, so what has happened? We have a process wall, and process wall where we have two teams, team 1 and team B, and this guy has to talk to this guy has to talk to this guy has to talk to this, and they cannot connect directly. So that is the kind of delaying the process. And what we want faster release. We want faster release. So here work was done in 1 hour, but integration time is 1 week. And DevOps is trying to minimize this integration time. That is the purpose of DevOps. Okay, so that way, yeah, it's a knowledge waste. Means we have a knowledge available in our team, means other teams which is working for the same project, but we cannot get the work done because of some integration issues. Waiting issues. How do we understand waiting issues? That means if you see that everyone is waiting for something, you know, someone is waiting for code, someone is waiting for build, someone is waiting for instruction, someone is waiting for some knowledge, someone is waiting for some process document. So everyone is waiting for it. So if you want to understand how this waiting waste is delaying the release, so just go and search waiting keyword in your Outlook. If you are working from last few years and just you search for waiting keyword, you will realize that I have been wasting lots of time just for waiting. So the idea is, can we fix this waiting hours? Can it be something to be done to avoid this waiting? So no one should be waiting for anything. That is idea. Okay. Are you understanding, all of you? Hello. Hello.
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah. Other one which we have is overproduction issues. So I don't know how many of you have seen that image. Customer demanded something else, designer designed something else, programmer coded something else, testing team tested something else, and ops team run something else. Have you seen this image floating around in the internet on WhatsApp group also?
Yes.
Yeah. So that means it's a overproduction issues. That means customer has not asked for those things, but still you worked on it, you developed it, you tested it, and then you are delivering it. Why it is happening? It is happening because we are not able to connect with each other. We are not able to integrate with each other. We are not able to build a relationship between each other. When I say each other, that means customer, development team, testing team, operations team. Everyone should is not in sync. So we have a overproduction waste, over processing waste. How do we understand this one? So I'll give you one simple examples to understand how this is a problem. So in 2006, I joined one organization and I become productive in 2 months. So what I did in 2 months? So basically I did lots of process work like getting the access done. I follow the process for the managers, lead, IT team, security team, this team, that team, KT team, KT, lots of things. So we spend a lot of time doing the things which basically doing the process, follow the process to get the things done, and I become productive in 2 months. That means started fixing the bugs in 2 months. Second side, what we have is like I joined one organization in 2000, maybe uh, s- five, I guess 5 or 6. Okay, sorry, 2015 or 16. So 2005 I started my career, actually 2004. Yeah, so 15 and 16. And then I when I first did I joined the organization, same time I've been given a login and everything was there in front of me. Dev access, QA access, environment access, how to do this, how to do that. Everything I was having in front of me in my email. So that means I become productive in just 2 hours. So it's like that. So it's you how you set up a processes in your project that define lots of things, and we should see that how the over processing we are having it. Motion waste. Motion waste means at what motion we deliver the information, knowledge, code, document from one team to another team. For example, architect team have got some information and they transfer instead of today next week to the development.
Hey, hello Rajesh, we lost you.
Am I audible?
Yes, now, yeah.
I think I lost the internet for a few seconds. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So here what we have is basically motion waste. So at what motion we transfer the knowledge, code, document from the one team to another team. So that is something which is important. So either I transfer automatically, it should be done automatically, or okay, I transfer this week, then someone take an action next week, and then someone dev team has developed something next week, then QA deliver got little late, then operations got late. All this thing is motion. So how can we make sure that this all the motion waste can be corrected? At what motion you are transferring to one another? Transportation waste. How we transport the artifacts, knowledge, process, code, package from one to another team. How do we do that? So are we doing in the physical server way, virtual machines way, or container way, Docker image? So have you heard about this scenarios if something is working in a development environment but not working in the QA environment, and something is working in the QA environment is not working in the production environment? Have you seen this kind of?
Yes.
Yeah. So why it is happening? Because we are not able to transport properly. So can we transport the things in a better way? Nowadays we have a containers which is like same image, Docker image we run in the development, same image you run in the queue, and same image you run in production. So that way transportation waste can be minimized actually. Correction waste, bug fixing. Okay, so we spend a lot of time doing the bug fixing. Why? So we did not follow the right development process. We did not do the code analysis, peer code review. We Hello, I'm audible.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, something is happening. So how can we address it? How can we work on this wastage? How can we work on the pain areas of the organization? And for that, we need to do something. So that is where the DevOps is coming. Whatever the pain area you understood and the wastage, that is where the DevOps is coming. Reduce, recycle, reuse along with the DevOps. So Ginny says, IT is the factory floor of this century. What does that mean? What is IT is the factory floor of this century? So here, in the previous century, if you look at this, manufacturing was the major business. Who owned this business? China. Why they own that? Because what they did, in order to manufacturing, please hear me out, in order to manufacturing faster, better, faster means they want to produce lots of good in less amount of time. They want to ship it faster, quality product, and then reducing the cost and production also. How can it be possible? So what they did basically, they involved all the stakeholders, all the teams, shipping industry, tax industry, roadways industry, railways industries, ministries, policies industry, you know, labor industry, labor departments, every other departments, they ask to sit in one room and say, hey, we want to manufacture the goods faster, better, and ship it the whole world in a very less time. And whatever the challenge you are facing, which is like a pain area and wastage, work together to resolve it. And that is how they become a manufacturing leader. So what Ginny says, IT is the factory floor of this century. That means those who can automate the IT development, means software development, those who can develop a software faster with quality and release faster will win. That is something. And that is where the DevOps is very relevant now. So basically, what is a DevOps? So DevOps basically is a cultural changes within a team actually, within your employee and employer, within your organization. It is a cultural changes, mindset changes. What kind of mindset and cultural changes? So basically, the changes should be that all of us, including engineers and management, should be willing to work as a one team, one goal, one objective. That's a cultural changes. Willing to do everything. Hey, I am ready to do the coding for function of the product. I'm willing to do the coding for the testing of the software, and I'm willing to do the coding for CI/CD operation infrastructure, this, that, and all. So everywhere is just a coding. So that's a cultural mindset you have to transform into, and then automating everything, integrating everything, monitoring and sharing. So that is called DevOps. Are you understanding, all of you? Hello?
Yes, yes, Rajesh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. So now the question is, how can we implement? And that is where we'll have to go a little bit of cultural changes. How can we change? So mind it, we have to change two people. One is employees, which is us, and employer, that is our management. We have to have a cultural changes. So first thing what we need to do, organization need to empower every employee. Hey, I need 100 boxes, no problem, I'll get it myself. Self-service empowerment. Every employee, if they want to talk to anyone in the team or projects, they can talk without any problem. They can connect with the different teams without any problem. So empowerment. Accountability. Accountability means yes, you can do that. Everyone must be having feeling of it. Yes, you know what, you can do that, and you are accountable for it. That means if any failures is coming, it's not like this team or that team. You have to create a kind of environment where everyone is accountable, and you cannot say it's not my fault, it's someone else's fault. Okay, and then next is you have to enable the teamwork. So instead of fighting with each other and competing with each other, because the goal is same, objective is same, we need to empower each other with our qualities. So dev team, if they are struggling with something, we'll work together to solve it. If QA team is struggling with something, we'll work together and solve it. If operations team is working, struggling with something, we'll work on it. And then learning by sharing, we need to empower. So we need to build a culture where we are learning by sharing. Now, what is learning by sharing? Look at this, how you learn. Nowadays, how you learn? You go to Google and you search anything and you get the results. Anything you want to learn, you Google it, you get the best tutorials and you learn. Have you ever imagined how you get these best tutorials? Because someone has shared about it, right? In the world. Someone has shared on the blogs, the Stack Overflow, this, that, and all kind of places, wiki, and then you are able to get that learnings. That means here, the fundamental is one issues you have it, you got these issues, you put it in Google, you got the solution within a 2 minutes and you solve it. Very simple. But let's imagine if that issues someone has not shared the solutions for it on the Google. What will happen? You spend half day for it. So one way, if you are sharing, the things can be solved in 2 minutes. One way, the things you are not sharing, you have to struggle for half day. So now you are understanding how can sharing be powerful for the work, all of you.
Yes, Raj.
So now the question is, where do we share? So all of us means employee must share their knowledge on the internal documentations like a Confluence, and some internal tools will be there where we should share whatever I do, whatever I know, I should share. So other people instead of me, they asking for meeting, invite, chat, and all, they'll go and get it themselves only everything. And then building the trust. That means okay, we have to build environments where we are trusting each other. It's not like if I share the information, I might lose the job, this, that, and all kind of things, and reinforcing the values. So these are the things which we need to bring in employees community. But not only employees has to change, organization need to change as well, management need to change as well. If you want to transform into the DevOps, management need to change as well. They need to have a clear vision. Okay? They need to have a clear vision whether really they want DevOps or Agile or Waterfall. Mind it. If they say, hey, I will work on the waterfall model, and they are trying to develop a DevOps, this will fail. So they need to have a clear vision what exactly they want, and accordingly they need to find the bottlenecks. They need to recognize the bottlenecks. Where is the problem? Where is the pain area? Where is the wastage? And they need to work on it. And the best thing what they can do is reorg. Reorg means only they can do that. So here, if you see that we have inherited the multiple teams from the waterfall model and agile model. So in waterfall model, we had a 5 team. In agile model, we have got a 2 team. Only they can reorg and make it 1 team. So now we have no other team but 1 team consisting of everyone. And then so on. Now, Adrian says DevOps is just a reorg, not a new team to hire. Okay, and then share the resources. So whatever I hope you remember the slides where you say I'm coding, I'm coding, I'm coding. So yes, everyone is coding, but across other domains also. So sharing the resources, hey, you are doing the development, okay. Part of it you'll write a test cases. You are doing the testing, part of it you'll work on the operations also. So we are sharing the resources so that way cross, you know, cross knowledge sharing will can happen effectively, and we understand the problem of each other. Okay, And then proper hands up. That means if someone has done something from, so it should be communicated to the everyone. So we will not redo the things again and again, same thing. Okay. So at the end of it, organization do the self-assessment, true self-assessment, and eliminating all the wastage which we discussed in the previous one, and the work on those pain area. So yes, they need to work on all this wastage which we have. There are some stereotypes as well. Okay, in order to implement the DevOps. Stereotype is, hey, if you implement the DevOps, security might be compromised. So if you see that in order to implement the DevOps, we set up the CI/CD. So we have a CI/CD, I mean security check in the CI itself. So we do the testing every build actually in the security. So it will be enhanced. Many people say if you implement the DevOps, compliance will be a problem. We have to auto enable the compliance in DevOps. So automatically it's done. Many people say, hey, if you are, because in DevOps require you to work and well within a one team, and then if you are across the different locations, you'll not be able to work. Again, we have a technology to fill the gap. We have a multiple technologies where we can work online and interact with each other, communicate, build a relationship, and all stuff like that. Many people say, hey, if you implement the DevOps, ops team will lose the work because everything will be done by the development team. That is also a stereotype. Many people say, hey, if you are having the product which is a legacy product, and you don't want immediate release, so you don't need a DevOps. I must remind you, as part of the DevOps, you want the quality of the software too. You want the cost reduction in development and testing also. Maybe you don't want the fast release. Maybe still you have once in a year or once in a month release, but still you want other stuff. So DevOps will be relevant for you. Many people say, hey, we cannot implement the DevOps because we do not have a skill set. That is again, it's a stereotype, because in order to implement the DevOps, the first thing which you need is changing the mindset and the culture. Automations will follow automatically. And then culture of continuous experiment and learning to implement the DevOps. So after once you are ready with your mindset, saying that yes, I'm ready to do everything, I'm ready to code, I'm ready to work as a team, I'm ready to work with multiple teams with a one single mindset. So, and I'm ready to work on all the pain areas and wastage, then let's automate all the things. That is something, lots of tools will be there, and we need to automate it. So the question is, how can we implement the DevOps? How can we automate all the DevOps? If someone will ask you, hey, if I give you the chance in my project and you've been asked to implement the DevOps, how do you do that? So you will say, hey, first I will, in order to set up a DevOps, first I will get the agile development done. Agile development means where the client and development team and testing team will work together. Agile development, remember, waterfall to agile to DevOps. All of you, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah. So first you have to complete the agile development. So here coding, then automated build and automated integration. That's called agile development. Okay. Then after that you have to go for continuous integration. That's called CI. So in the CI, what will happen? You are doing coding, then automated build, automated integration, automated testing. That means all these things together, you have to put it up. Then after that, you have to implement the continuous delivery. So continuous delivery will be added automated release. Okay. And then after that, you'll have to target for continuous deployment, which includes automated deployment to the production also. And if you complete all these things, that means by now you have all the teams with you working as a team, and that is called DevOps culture. So if someone will ask you, hey, what to do, how to implement the DevOps, I think this is the best answer. Okay, and this is a cycle. You see that here we have a different phases, and you see that different tools are being used irrespective of what tools you are using, this arrow which you see in the green, which is important, and it's integrations. So anything you do, everything should be done automatically in integrated way to avoid the motion waste, transportation waste, waiting waste, knowledge waste, and all this thing. So this all these thing should happen automatically. So did you understand that how to implement the DevOps, all of you?
Yes, Raj.
Okay, so let's conclude that what is DevOps? So before what is DevOps, let's discuss about why do we need DevOps like a process. So we need a DevOps like a process because every organization is struggling with the quality of the software. They are not able to release on time the way we want it, and the cost of development and running the software is increasing day by day. So they are having these three major issues. They are having these three major issues. Now the question is, how can that be solved? How can that be solved? So first you have to understand the problem what they have, team have, software development team have. So the problem are many. They have a many pain areas. They have many wastage also. And because of this pain areas and wastage which we discussed, they are not able to do the things. So what we need to do? So we need to bring them together. We need to bring them together. The moment you bring them together, okay, the moment you bring them together, things will start happening. Because whatever the delay, motion waste, waiting waste, or production waste, or processing waste, you know, infighting issues, all these things we discussed, right, will disappear because now we have a one team. Every employees will have one mindset. Culture of the team will change. They'll start working together. They'll start integrating together. Okay. And once that's a cultural shift is done, then you can think of automating everything and then implement agile development, CI, CD, CD, and then that will become a DevOps. Are you understanding, all of you? Any questions, any doubts? So if someone asks you, what is DevOps? Why do we need it? What are the advantages of it? How to implement it? DevOps. Would you be able to answer, all of you?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah. So guys, I will share my assignments for this and everyone have to do that with honesty. And I'll get you the access done in the debug school also, so you can submit the assignment at the end of the day. So now what we are going to do, we are going to spend time on the Linux now. So let's have a five minutes of break and then we'll get into the Linux. Okay, will that be okay for everyone?